welcome back. It's Shelby, and today I am working with red oven dry clay, and I have it right here actually. Basically what I want to do is just show you guys how I make little rosettes with clay and or other things. Honestly, it works with like fondant, it works with basically anything that's a similar clay-like consistency. If you want to make a rose, and you can expand it out and make them big, or make, well, not that big, but you can make larger roses or tiny little ones. It doesn't really matter, and they all tend to look good. I know that there are some tools on the market to do it. I don't actually use those, and I think mine turn out pretty well. So I just wanted to share with you guys how to do it in case you are looking for a technique that you can make beautiful roses with at home without buying all the fancy gears. You don't need a bunch of tools to manipulate the clay or fondant or whatever you're using. I've seen a stamp or like a cookie cutter thing that like cuts them out and is supposed to be really helpful. That actually does look really helpful, and I want one, but I don't have one, and I can still make roses that I think are really beautiful. So I wanted to share the technique with you in case you guys are looking for a way to make roses yourself without investing in a lot of equipment. So that's today's video. I'll link the clay that I am using below along with my socials, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So I'm going to be speeding this video up a little bit just so it's a little bit more interesting to watch, because you need clay for forever to make it soft. So it's a little bit sped up, but I think it's still easy to follow along. Basically, just get your red clay and start making it as malleable as possible. I'm going to break mine into a few sections. I break off between 3 and 5 sections when I'm working with it. Those are going to be the petals. I've chosen 4 now. I might do 5 later. We'll see. But then what you're going to want to do is flatten out a long strip of it and just punch out little bits. I use my fingernail. You can use a tool if you want. Basically, you're just creating peaks and valleys really easily, just tiny little peaks, and dig out divots and then start spinning. This is going to be the inside of your rose, and so you just want to make sure that the tops of it are level and kind of roll over the peaks outwards as you go. You can see there the part my fingernails made, and then you just go in and push them to the outside, kind of roll them over on themselves, and this creates the petal texture and makes it look like the inside of the rose, because there's always a lot of petals really densely packed in the center of a flower. Next, you're going to take the excess clay or one of your piles and mix it until it's nice and soft, flatten it into a teardrop shape, and apply it to the outside. Pinch the edges to the flower and then roll over the back side of it. Do the same with the others, teardrop shape, nice and flat. And then when you attach it to the flower, just the very 2 outside edges, those are going to be the ones you want to focus on pushing in, so that there's a lovely gap in the center of the petal. So it looks like it's growing away from the flower and just cupping it and not actually attached to it. And then you just roll over the outside edge of it. So this flower I thought I would need 4 petals for. It's actually kind of big. So once I get done with these 4, I'm going to add on a 5th petal. But you can see that it's already starting to form a really lovely, beautiful rose. This one has a bit thicker base to it because I'm going to put it on a just tiny little toothpick to show you guys. But if you're making them and you need them smaller, you can definitely like roll it out. I've done that before and it works really well too to make a really thin base. It's kind of however you need it to be, but play around with kind of stamping in the outside petals. Don't always roll them back from the center. That last one there you saw, I rolled back the 2 edges of it, so it kind of created a point. That's what makes it look more realistic and like a rose, because not all of the petals fold in the same exact direction. They don't all bend out the exact same way. So for the last one, we're just going to knead it out into a nice little teardrop shape and apply it. Go bigger as you go out, like make each one larger, but still just apply the edges to it and then kind of fold and bend, you know, do it with your heart, whatever you think makes sense. Stick it on a toothpick. You can certainly keep going if you want a bigger rose. Same method applies, but I usually do between 3 and 5 petals depending on how large I would like the rose. Thanks for watching, guys.